So hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So I finished my colouring competition entry. There may be some other stuff I'm doing, but I'm aiming to get back into some colouring now. Just a warning, I'm not sure how easy I'm going to be able to do this because I gave myself carpal tunnel. So yeah, I'm going to do my best and see how this goes, and hopefully it will all work out okay. But yeah, so I'm going to start with Beauty of Horror 2. I'm going to obviously keep working on other colouring books. I've obviously got some parts done, some parts I haven't done, blah blah blah. So yeah, I'm going to start with this one and then obviously keep working on other parts as well and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy this. And yeah, so I'm actually going to come in and start with my Fabercastell Polychromos in the black, and I'm not sure how easy I'm going to be able to do this because it's kind of hard with the wrist brace, but I'm not allowed to do it without the wrist brace, so I kind of have to keep that on at all times whilst I'm doing my art, but it does make it quite awkward to do. So I'm hoping I'll be able to do this okay. I'm hoping. Hoping. So I'll do the best I can do, obviously, but it's not easy with the brace restricting how I usually do it. So we'll just try the best we can. I guess we will. And I hope you'll enjoy these parts as well. And yeah, I'm starting with my Fabercastell Polychromos with my black, and I'll obviously add more areas to the black as I go. I just want to get this outline around the image done first. I do. And then I'll probably add shadows in around the skeleton here too. I'll be working this out as I go. Kind of the colour tones I want to go with is like, I'll obviously have bones sort of colours, but I also want the main tones I want to go is like a purpley sort of orangey tones, very much Halloween-y sort of tones, I guess you could say. With how I want to do this, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Obviously I'm still going to continue with Medusa, but I've kind of got to work a lot more on the snakes off camera for my Medusa piece before I bring it back on camera again, and so I will get there. It's just at the moment there's still a lot of off camera pieces to go, so yeah. Meantime, I'll add in these other bits and continue on with pieces I've already got in progress and that I'm working on, and yeah, it'll be good. So I may add some swirls in. I'm not totally decided. I just want to do these outer areas first, at least to get the shadows going on those, and I'm probably going to bring some of the black into these areas. Obviously I'm not doing it really dark right now, because obviously it'll be darker as you add the other colours in. I'm not sure in this area. There could be some black tones. I'm just going to leave that and then work it out after I do this centre area. So I think I'm going to focus on the centre area first, and then I'll work out if I want to add some blacks and stuff in these swirly patterns around here or not. Yeah. I'll work it out. And I think I do kind of want to bring some black into those outer areas, but just need to work this out. I guess I can think about it whilst I continue to do these inner black areas, and I can work out how I'm going to do the black bits in these parts, or whether I'm going to do them. I kind of want to bring some black in, just like in these very inside parts here. So I think where I'm going to bring in the black is in these little areas here. So some of these spots are kind of a lot more in shadow due to where the book is and things, but I think I do want to have some black in there if I can. That's awesome. I do like that bit of black in there. And I'm just going to add the black into that longish area there too. I'm just going to bring a bit of a lighter shadow area here. So we will also be bringing some black in around a skeleton here, but leaving sort of space for the other colours. Oops, trying not to go over areas that would be other colours, which I just did a little bit. So we're back, everyone. So I'm going to continue here with my Fabercastell Polychromos black, and now what we want to do is actually bring it around the body of our creature here, I guess you could say, our little skeleton, or devil skeleton. So I just want to bring my black in around the body areas and that here. Obviously we will have a little bit of a light area after that we will bring it blended into, but for now we just want to start with this. And I'm also going to obviously add my other colours into those areas once it's done. I'm hoping they'll all fit. And I'll do my little light source areas, or little light blending areas in after I've finished going around with actually no, I'll just do those little bits now, the black. So we just want some little light areas of the black to allow for blending the colours. We do. Yeah, I'm just trying to do the best I can because I'm using this brace. I've been trying to do a lot of practicing in a spare book just to see if I can work out how to get it to work with the carpal tunnel brace on. So yeah, I think I've sort of worked it out a bit anyway, which is great. So I'm just adding in like lighter areas to allow us to blend the colours in a bit better, shall we say. Going to add the lighter area all the way down into that area. Just doing our little areas here, and then I'm going to come back, and whilst I'm here I will finish our inner little area that's available. Here we go, there's some more little areas. Okay, so basically I'm just shadowing all around our little skeleton embryo. I am. So I want to create that depth of shadow around it, like it is being lit but there's still the shadow there outlining the embryo. I do. little bits of light areas around this area too, around our teeth sort of area. Like it's fairly light already, but I just want to add some little bits of lighter areas if I can to allow for the blending. Little bits of lighter areas down here. And we want to make sure, as well as around the tail, we'll come back around here, but we want to do some little shadowy areas around inside here too, because obviously our skeleton is not all that inner area, shall we say. Gonna finish around the tail, and then I'll do these inner bits here as well. And I just want to finish around this tail bit before I forget about it, because it's possible to happen. Plus, while I'm in the spot to do it, I may as well do it. You do now to come in with these inner areas around here. It almost looks like there's little bits of flesh or something forming on this one. It does. Okay, we're nearly done with our shadows here, or our black shadows anyway. Yeah, babies. Okay, and there we go. So I'm just going to pause briefly, grab a drink, and then we'll come back with our next colour. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying this so far, but I'm really loving how the shadows are starting to come into this with our black. So yeah, I will see you back shortly. So hey everyone, we're back. So we're going to come in with our next colour now. It's I just realised it's not quite fitting totally in the frame there. But we're going to come in with our next colour with our Fabercastell Polychromos. And we're going to bring in our middle Cadium Red. I think it is. And what we want to do is we want to bring that in over our black areas as well as up a bit to create a bit of our next tone. I've got about four colours that I want to try and fit in here. We'll see how it goes, but my goal is to fit 4 colours. And obviously I want to graduate those colours a bit, so that's why I've got so many colours. And I like the texture, the graduation of those colours mixed together, trying not to go over areas if we can avoid it. Also, for those that are wondering, I just use a regular Shaker matte pencil sharpener. It cost me like $2-3. It's not an expensive pencil sharpener by any means. I found out today that apparently some people say you need a decent price sharpener and that for these pencils. I've never had an expensive sharpener. I've just always used a cheap sharpener and had no problems. So yeah, that's just how I do it anyway. So just bringing in this middle Cadium Red in over my black here. Obviously we'll bring in the other colours over the black as well, but I just want to start bringing this in over our black in this section. And start blending it in. Trying not to dip the page like I think I've done there. I'm just having a quick check. Yeah, I did dip the page there, dang it. That makes it a bit more awkward for colour in the next image. So what I'm going to do, so I avoid that for future ones, probably because it wasn't in quite the right spot, I've dipped it a bit there. So I'm going to shove my cardboard, I actually have cardboard behind this. I'm going to shove that right in firm against the spine, and as I get over to this side of the image I will obviously move it over, but I want to avoid trying to dip in or bubble the page if I can, because that makes it harder to do the back image without things, shall we say, being bubbled and risking breaking through the paper and tearing things and stuff. So we want to try and avoid that if we can. And I'm just going to bring a bit of this middle Cadium Red up over here. I will do all the light areas after, once we've finished adding this colour in, obviously. But yeah, just so that I can avoid risking bubbling it, just because I've noticed it does seem to make the paper more liable to, or prone to, punching through the page or tearing the page and stuff, which we don't want. So to try and avoid that, I'm going to just shove that cardboard right against the back spine and work on it from there, and then move it over as I move around the image. I will. Because I really don't want to bubble areas if I can avoid it, and hopefully that area will flatten out a bit in between things. But we shall see how it goes, I guess. We shall. But yeah, that's just what I do when I notice it's punched through, but that was partly my fault because I didn't, well, not punched through but bubbled, but that was partly my fault then because I didn't have the board over far enough, and as a result the board moved, and whilst I was colouring it, it sort of dipped the tooth of the paper because of that. So yeah, just something to watch out for, and hopefully in this case it will flatten out a bit with how I've now changed it to, but it doesn't always, but I'll just have to work around that now. And I'll do obviously do my lighter blending area after I've added in this red. And I've just found a spot that I've missed with the black, so if you find a spot that you've missed, trying not to go over the areas that you've still got other colours to go in. Like I just did a teensy bit, but I'm kind of finding it a bit awkward, so I'm not sure if it's going to be up to my usual standard or not because I'm having to use the carpal tunnel brace. But I've been told I can still do my art as long as I'm wearing the carpal tunnel brace. I'm not allowed to do it without, and I'm basically, at least at this stage, in it full time for 2 weeks. If I'm still having issues after the 2 weeks, particularly with doing the art and stuff, apparently I'm going to have a bit of a rest from doing the art to allow it to recuperate properly. So see how it's going. At the moment I can feel the art is creating some of the issues again doing it, but I just really want to do this, so I'm going to keep doing this. I am. And I really do love how the colours should come together. I've got another possible exhibition that I may try and do a piece for too, so I'm not sure if that's going to set me back from getting a whole heap of recordings going or not. I'm going to have to see, depending on if I think there'll be time to do that or not. I finished my competition entry and entered it, but that is part of the reason why I'm wearing the carpal tunnel brace and why I have carpal tunnel right now. But it could have happened any time anyway, even with my general YouTube art stuff. So yeah, who knows. That I'm still behind on my advanced recordings that I was working on doing, which isn't deliberate, but it is mostly just because I did find that art competition that I wanted to enter to try and win products. I know it's not guaranteed that I'll win, but it's worth entering anyway. Just to, if you don't enter, you don't have a chance at all, so yeah. But pretty much Fabercastell Australia was offering an entry for Australians only for the chance to win $1,300 plus of art material, Fabercastell art materials. So I just wanted to try entering and see. Probably won't win, but it's always worth having a go. It is. always worth having a go and seeing, even if you don't win. Because if you're not in it, you won't win it. And I will work on getting some tutorial parts up on that sometime when I get the chance to voice record over things and stuff. I just haven't. I was trying to work out the pencil colours today, and I hope I've got them all right because I didn't write them down as I went. Silly me. But yeah, so hopefully I've got them all right and worked out properly. But yeah, I'll try double checking as I do it, but I wasn't really saying the pencil colours and stuff as I did it. I was just basically colouring and recording because I didn't have a lot of time to do the voiceover then, so I was going to do it later. And yeah, I didn't think to write them down as I went, so I had to try and work out which colours went in which spots today, and hopefully I've worked them all out right, but I'm not sure if I have. But it'll have to be how it is right now because I kind of really don't know right now. So I sort of had a rough idea, and I think I've got them right. There's just one colour that I'm sort of not sure if I've put it in all the right spots or not, so, but it'll work. And I'll have to work on getting a PDF edited too, because I'm going to have to go through and get rid of all the grey pencil lead and stuff from the image and that, so that you can colour it and all of that too. So, but yeah, things to work on when I get the time. It is. Check that after. So I just do a little bit of light areas around this bit to allow for blending. We want to. Not huge amounts, but little bits of amounts, because we're going to come in with another red. Then we want to try and bring in some orange and a lighter orange if we can. My phone's tinging in the background, but it's going to have to wait for a minute. It is. Wow, we're really filling up this space fairly fast. I wasn't thinking that it would get filled up quite that fast. Like, I guess you didn't have to do the shadows around our little skeleton, but at the same time I felt it would look cool with the shadows around our little embryo type thing, so I kind of decided to, I guess, proceed with the shadows, but I knew it would mean that it would take up a lot more of the colour that could go there, I guess you could say. But at the same time, I just felt it kind of looked cool to have those shadows around the embryo. But yeah, we shall see how it goes. Hopefully it'll keep looking like, I really like how it's looking with that shadow around the embryo, but it is very much kind of, shall we say, it does take up a lot more of maybe having that brighter sort of light shining behind it, but I kind of feel it, or from in front, but I kind of feel if you got that light shining in front to behind, then you'd have the shadow or of the embryo showing there, or is it from behind to in front, you'd still have the shadow of the embryo showing. I'm not sure, I'm confused, but either way, I feel like there would be that semblance of shadow from the embryo, particularly if you are shining from the front to the, I think it's, yeah, shining from the front to the back. I definitely think there would be that embryo sort of shadow there. I think there would be. And I'm just going to move this across a bit now that we're moving this way, because if I can, I want to try and avoid creasing the page also by resting my hand on it like I am. So you'll notice we're starting to try and highlight our little embryo areas as well as our other areas. And boy, my phone's going off tonight. I think that was a messenger message. Because I left a message for someone. I did. Trying not to go over those other areas like I just did a little bit. Like I'm trying to go over the black bits, but I don't want to go over these swirly bits if I can avoid it. Which I did a little bit. Only problem about having to use the brace, it really cramps my hand up so much faster. But it's what I have to do right now if I want to still be able to do my art and stuff. Doctor's instructions. Whoops, I went over just slightly there again because I cramped up. So I'm just going to pause there for a minute and work these cramps slightly out of my hands. Just quickly do this little lighter area. Yeah, there's a lot less space than I thought there would be left over once we added these shadows in, but I still feel like those shadows were needed. But yeah, if we have to, we'll just work around it with slightly less colours, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so I will pause it there for a minute and I will be back shortly. So we're back, everyone. So we're going to continue here with our middle Cadium Red, and obviously this is taking a little longer than I realised it would, but it'll be worth it in the end. Yeah, it is kind of awkward with my brace, but I'm still getting some aches and pains and stuff, but I'm allowed to do it as it stands at the moment, so I'm not breaking the rules by doing this. So yeah, I'm going to do it while I can. Obviously, if I was told that I would have to take a bit of a break, I would, but yeah, right now I'm still allowed to, so on we continue. On we continue. Dog hair on the book again. This is awful. Sometimes when losing dog hair, she tends to molt like anything. She does. She's awful with her shedding. Not awful as in awful dog, but awful in like the shedding is actually quite significant, and she loses a lot of hair, like a lot, and it ends up over everything. So basically the hair loss is awful, not Lil's is awful. Oops, trying not to go over areas again like I just did yet again. Want to double check. Yeah, it was focused. I just wanted to double check. Okay, so it always makes me jump. I was messaging someone on Facebook Messenger before whilst I was doing that, and they've just responded that I'll respond after we pause next time. I will. Trying not to go too much over the bone areas like I just did a little bit again. I'm trying not to go over those areas if I can avoid it, but I still seem to be doing it a little bit, but I think that is partly because I'm a lot more awkward. Like, I do it at times without the carpal tunnel brace, but I seem to be doing it a little more with the carpal tunnel brace because I am feeling a lot more awkward with how I'm trying to do this and not feeling as steady whilst I'm doing it, kind of thing. I'm not. Oops, don't do that, don't go over things. Which I did a little. Oh well, don't get annoyed at yourself. You can only do the best you can do. It's so awkward with the carpal tunnel brace, but I just have to find ways and learn how to do it with it and work around it. Even if it is hard. Went over things again. Dang it. Not my goal. Not what I want to do. I'm trying so hard not to, but my hand keeps cramping and doing all sorts of weird things, and it's annoying. Let's just say that because it's not what I want to happen. But yeah, I can only do what I can do, and I kind of have to stick with this because otherwise I could get worse carpal tunnel and stuff like that, and that is not what I want either, because I don't want to not be able to do my art at all. So better to still follow the directions, and even if it's not up to my usual standards, well, at least I can still do it. At least I don't feel it's up to my usual standards. I feel like I'm more jolty and all over the place. I'm not able to get it quite as smooth looking, and I seem to keep going. But I do kind of go over the lines at times when I'm, I guess, not in the brace either, but yeah. Oh well. I should go easier on myself. At least I can do it, and that's something. That is something, and it's a good something. It is. And then you really can't tell the little areas where I've gone over a little bit. And yeah, I just work them in, as I usually do. I'm just looking here to see where I'm sort of going with this red. There's a lot less space than I sort of realised there would be, kind of with the embryo and doing the shadow there, but yeah, I'm hoping I'll be able to fit all the colours I've chosen in, but I guess we'll see soon enough. Yeah. I think it'll be quite good when it comes out in the end though. Think it will be? I'm wondering if I do the same colour as this side on the other side because it's a double page spread. Or no, I'll probably do my purples on that side. I'm not sure, I'm deciding. I kind of wanted to go with like oranges and purples, so for the colours with the blacks, and maybe some cream sort of bone sort of colours. I'm not sure, I'm still fully deciding. But yeah, it won't have to hurt to have two slightly different embryo eggs, because they're different embryos anyway, so they could be different colours anyway. I kind of decided, I know with the trailer, you see the trailer with the red on the little devil child embryo and blue on this side, but I kind of wanted to switch that around with mine and do like the reddy orange sort of tones on this side, and then like the purpley tones on the embryo on the other side, and on this side have those reddy orange tones with some of the purples and stuff like that. So that's my goal with it anyway. That's just my goal with it. Trying not to go over the areas there, but I have a bit. Or over the little spine area, or whichever it is. Okay, there's our little inside shadow areas of the little embryo, demon embryo or demon egg embryo, whichever it is. We want to continue with the outside areas now. Trying to leave little bits of red on the outer areas here as we can, so that we've got a little bit of that red colour, that deeper red colour to see when you go into our next colour. And we want to colour around it. I'm just sort of trying to work around areas a bit differently because of the carpal tunnel brace. So for me this time I'm having to do a lot more adjusting rather than, shall we say, rather than being able to do more of an area without adjusting due to being able to change the position of my wrist and that more, the carpal tunnel brace holds it stiff, so I'm having to more adjust the book's position and my position. Like, I guess it's better in some ways because you're able to see what I'm doing better because my hand can't accidentally bend and get in the way. So I guess that's an advantage. I guess it is. But yeah, maybe it'll help more with keeping my wrist straighter without bending at all sorts of funny angles like I do, because I sleep with it on that angle as well and all sorts of things. So yeah. I hope I didn't just crease that over it. Just realised I was pressing right on where the crease of the cardboard is because it's only like an A4 piece of card, so it doesn't fully cover the whole image. I wish I had a piece that would cover the whole image, but I don't, so we make do with the best we've got. I do sometimes use sheets of paper, but that doesn't really work for the full A3 image either because of the fact that well, the square book, just because of the fact that sheets of paper are basically A4 size too, so it's sort of only covers part of the image as well, and if you try putting extras in, then you get the dints and creases in the pages as well, because of the fact that it is kind of, shall we say, what is it? Well, not completely on that image, so you still get the creases because the two lots are overlapping each other, and as a result you get creases, and those creases typically, if you colour over them, will go into the page in the book, and so yeah, it doesn't necessarily work out that way. So yeah, just have to work with it how it is. So I sort of try and just move the cardboard around or paper around underneath as I switch positions on the image to make sure that I don't get those creases and that, and I also try not to press on those creases with my hand to try and avoid getting creases from the image too, because I didn't realise that happened till it happened in the Joanna Basford Magical Jungle book. So yeah, kind of a lesson learnt there. It kind of was very much a lesson learnt there, because I didn't realise that could happen till it happened. So I'm still learning all the time too. I am. Still very much learning all the time. I think we're always learning. No matter what we do, even if we are pretty good with the colouring and stuff, we're still always learning new techniques and new ways of doing things and new ways of sharing things that we do and how we do it. And yeah, you never stop learning. Because even I've seen improvement in the way that I do things since I first started as well, so yeah, even those of us that look like we know what we're doing are still learning in our own way, because there's always new things to try and experiment and do. Without creasing the other paper too much, and trying to keep it off the crease line from our cardboard that's underneath as well. We just want to try and make it easy to go around these little areas if we can. Probably we really need the pencil sharpened again, but I'll do that in a tick if I really need to. Because it's not anywhere near totally blunt yet, but yeah. And it's going in those little narrow areas too. It gets harder the blunter the pencil goes as well. It does. Gets quite a bit harder. So awkward with this, the fact that I can't bend my wrist. So awkward. Stop going over things. Sorry, this brace is kind of annoying me in some ways because it's stopping me from being able to bend and causing my hands to cramp up and stuff, but I just need to do this and want to do this, and I haven't been told that I can't, but I've been told that I'm not allowed to do it without the brace, and as a result it makes it a lot harder to do it, and I really don't feel like I'm up to my usual standard with doing this, and it's kind of frustrating me. I guess I'm being too perfectionist or picky at the minute. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to pause there and then I will come back and continue. It's taking me a lot longer to do this time just because of this thing. As you can tell, my whole wrist is wrapped up, need to push that in again. And yeah, I've got the whole metal rod things and everything in there that I keep having to adjust, but yeah, it's kind of, I guess, what needs to happen right now. But yeah, it is annoying at the same time. But yeah, so I'm gonna come back, and it is taking me longer, but I'm just going to persist till we finish this whole little embryo area because I want to. And yeah, I will see you back soon. So we're back, we're just going to continue. It looks like we've got 15 minutes, so I'm probably going to have to go over the 2 hours. I know I've been trying to cut these down to about half an hour to an hour, but I guess this one's going to go longer because I just really want to persist till I get this embryo, inside embryo area finished. Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed by this brace, but yeah, I know it's necessary right now. Yeah, if I hadn't given myself carpal tunnel, it wouldn't be an issue, but yeah, I'll just have to work with it, I guess. When really all I want to do is just take it off and colour without it, but I know I'm not allowed to, so I better play by the rules. But yeah. So I'll probably just keep going with this part till we get the whole embryo bit done, but that means that it will be most likely a longer part than what I have been doing, but I'm sure you're not going to particularly be upset about that. I'm sure people won't be. Excuse me. yeah, I hope you're enjoying it anyway. I really love my art and I really love doing it. It means so much to me, so yeah. I'm just so glad that I can still continue with it right now, even though it is a bit harder. So I should be thinking myself lucky in that aspect, or in that way. Out the way. Down page. These pages at the back keep flipping up and wanting to flip over because of the way the binding is in it. So, not quite sure how I'm going to work that in, but I'm going to have to work out some way to work it in, because that binding is really causing it to stay bent up. So that is something that I'm noticing with this book. I love it, and I love I love the images and everything, but I really am noticing the spine is really rebounding. I don't like to crack the spines or break the spines in my books at all, but I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to have to try and somehow colour that image with this side sitting up on a right angle. I'm not totally sure, but I'm going to have to work something out, just because of the way that side bubbles up so much that it is going to cause a lot of bubbling whilst I'm trying to colour those areas, and it's going to cause a lot of dinting in the tissue of the paper and that, which is another thing I've noticed happens when the books won't sit properly flat. So I'm kind of going to have to work out how I'm going to colour that side, just because of how it does, I guess, sit. So something to keep thinking about meantime. Like, I have thought about books and stuff, but that's still not enough, because even though I can sit the front flat, I can't sit these areas here flat. They just sit bubbled up either way. So maybe I'd be able to flatten it a bit, but it probably means cracking the spine to do it, and I don't normally like doing that with my books. So I will have to see at the time as to how I do it, I guess. I guess no point stressing over it now. Just do what you can do right now and work that out when the time comes. This is really annoying me. I can't hold the pencil in the ways that I normally would because of the brace, so yeah, I guess just work with it. Have some patience and work with it. It's the only thing I can really do. I guess at least you'll be able to see everything easier because of the way the brace is forcing me to have my wrist while I'm doing this, so that's one advantage, as I think I said. Yeah, don't go over things. So I'm just going to pause it there briefly just because I need to sharpen my pencil. It's not hugely blunt, but I just feel it's going to work better if I sharpen it a bit because I've got all these fine bits and it's getting a bit flat, and as a result it's going over things more when I don't want it to. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to transfer the card, and then I'm going to keep going with this part just because it is taking longer this time, unfortunately, but I just have to work with things as they are. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to do that and I will see you back shortly. So hey everyone, we're back. So we're just going to keep going with our red. I've downloaded my card and transferred the battery, so hopefully it won't die on us. So we're going to continue with our middle Cadium Red as we were before. I've also sharpened the pencil to try and make up for the fact that it was getting a bit blunter. So yeah, and hopefully it'll allow me to do these finer details a bit easier as well, hopefully, without going too much over the lines. But yeah, do the best we can. And I'm doing really badly at the minute. I'm going all over the lines like I don't want. But yeah, hopefully in the end it'll turn out looking okay anyway. Hopefully. Hopefully. So I'm probably just going to do these little skinny areas first, just because they do need more of a finer point than the outer areas. All around the image, so I'll probably do around the little bits that we haven't done of these areas too now, just to make sure that they get filled without taking up too much of the space outside the lines because the pencil's too flat or blunt or whichever it is. So I think I'm going to try and do all the small areas whilst the pencil's still a bit sharp. I think I am. So let's finish these little inner areas and then we'll finish our outer areas. So I'm going to finish these few little inner areas quickly first. At least that's the goal anyway, and I'm going to shift the position around again because of the fact that, and push the cardboard right in because those areas are kind of going to be bit more complex to get into, and if the chair would stop sliding further and further away from the desk, that would help too. But yeah, just want to stupid thing. Not sharp enough so it was going over the lines. My black pencil's really diminished since doing my own art piece. And I ended up having to go over it with the Pick pen anyway to make sure that it stayed black. But not just that it stayed black, but also to get rid of the black spotty areas that had rubbed off. But yeah. I'm probably going to have to look into buying replacement pencils for some of my Polychromos pencils soon, just because of how much they've been used, kind of thing. Because some of them are starting to look quite short. They are. And there's black all over that area there, I think. There goes Little's outside again, barking. Like usual. So, one last little skinny bit. Get rid of the stupid... I just want to get rid of this brace right now and say screw it and colour without it, but I know that's not a good idea. But it's really annoying me right now. It is. I'm so happy to be colouring, but yeah, at the same time I'm so annoyed by this stupid carpal tunnel brace because it's really limiting what I can do and how I can do things. Just because I can't move my hand certain ways, and yeah, it's really not making my hand happy in that aspect, hand/wrist. But yeah. Have to follow doctor's instructions or physio instructions. It's also annoying me because it's taking twice as long as it would usually take to do it. Because I would have been a lot closer to being done if I'd been able to move it my normal way and do things my normal way. But yeah. Just let me bend my wrist. Sorry, it's just taking a minute to breathe because I'm really, really frustrated and annoyed with this damn thing because I can't bend my wrist how I need to get things how I want, and I don't feel it's looking right or looking good, and I can't position it right. It causes me to ache and stuff more, and it's just really, really frustrating me having to have the carpal tunnel brace on, and so tempted to just ditch it even though I'm not supposed to do my art, and I know I shouldn't, and it's taking me twice as long as it usually would to do things because I can't position my wrist where I need to or do things how I want to, and it's just, yeah, really bugging me. I know I need to have it there, I know I need to keep it on, but it's causing more aches and pains trying to do it because I can't move my wrist how I need to, and yeah, it's like it's helping with the numbness and all of those sorts of issues that I was having, but it's not helping with making doing my art easy. It's just making it twice as hard and twice as long and twice as frustrating because I'm not able to get it to the quality that I want, that I would usually have it, and it's just, yeah, really annoying me because it would be so much quicker and easier if I could just bend my wrist around how I normally would to get to a position or whatever, but I can't do that because I can't even bend it into that position, and I can't hold the pencil in that position because of things. And yeah, anyway, enough of that. I'm getting really frustrated and annoyed right now because all I want to do is finish this off, but it is just taking so long because of this damn carpal tunnel brace and the instructions that I have to follow, and it's like, ugh. It really is. I've got other videos there to edit too, but I haven't sort of got to editing them yet either, and yeah. I was wanting to try and get videos recorded in advance and then edit them all and upload them all, and yeah, it's just taking a lot longer than I thought it would because of the brace and the carpal tunnel stuff, and yeah, it's just making it really annoying for me. But yes, excuse the rant anyway. I should probably just shut up and keep going with it now, rather than being annoyed and frustrated about the whole thing. I'm just so tempted to go screw this and pull it off when I know I shouldn't. I just want to be able to do this up to my usual standards, and I don't feel like I'm getting that because of the brace and not being able to bend my hand as I need to bend it to be able to do it. So yeah, that's what's bugging me anyway. And that's why I'm not saying as much while I'm doing this or sounding as happy, because yeah, I'm just really annoyed and frustrated about it right now. And it's helping in its own way with like the numbness and tingling, but it is making the pains and stuff worse and the muscle spasms worse and stuff because I can't bend it while I'm doing my art. And so yeah, it's kind of making the pains worse whilst helping at the same time with the carpal tunnel issues of numbness and tingling and stuff, because I could barely feel anything in my fingers before I started wearing it. In at least 3 of my fingers I could barely feel anything, but whilst it's helping that, it is not helping the pains and stuff whilst trying to do this. It's just making it worse because it's not allowing me to put my hand in the position that would be best suited for it. I know I have to kind of learn not to put my hand so much in those positions, but those are the positions that work best for me, so it's kind of, I guess, hard in that aspect. Anyway, I'm just going to pause for a minute, get a few deep breaths, and then I'm going to come back and continue with this red. Sorry it's taking so long. I really wish it wasn't, but yeah, guess I can only do what I can do. So yeah, I will be back in a bit. So we're back again. So we're just going to keep going here with our red. I know it's taking a while, but yeah, I just took a minute to calm down because I was getting a bit overworked on about things. So I realised it's just, yeah, keep working to find a way around it. No point getting frustrated about it. It is what it is. And it's what I need to do to try and get my wrist better if I can. It's just, yeah. I just have to keep working on it, and eventually I'll find ways that work and that I'm able to work around it and do things that work for me and that allow me to achieve what I want. But I won't be able to do that if I don't keep practicing and stuff like that. So yeah, I've decided I'm just going to keep attempting to do it, and yeah, go from there. Do the best you can. Do the best I can. Because I still want to be able to keep doing my art and stuff, and yeah, no point being annoyed about it. It is what it is, and yeah. So apologies for that. I was just getting really upset about it all, and because I just wanted to keep going with my art, and it was kind of making things awkward and hurting, and yeah. But yeah. Oops, I went over another area there again when I wasn't meaning to. And yeah, I'm just finding it hard to do my usual quality because of how things are, but yeah. So yes, my apologies for that. I just got really annoyed and frustrated with it. Doesn't mean that I won't still do that at times, but it kind of is what I need to do at the moment to try and get things better. So yeah. And if the art keeps making it hurt and have issues and stuff, well, I'll probably have to have a bit of a break from the art, so I might as well try and get some stuff caught up in advance now, if I can, so that I can be uploading whilst I'm not able to do things so easily, or whilst I have to have an enforced rest, as the physio put it, if it keeps having issues even whilst doing the art. So yeah, we'll just see how it all goes. But yeah, still doesn't look bad anyway. hope you're enjoying what I'm doing with the image anyway. I hope you are. Okay, so we got this little area of the mouth and that left. So this little area here. I'm glad I kind of did all those little the sort of areas first while the pencil was sharp. I'm glad I did. Some areas it feels like it's dipped more than others. That's probably the first areas that I coloured it actually. Now I think about it, before I worked out I'm better to move the cardboard right over towards the spine as I'm doing this little side area here. So that I'm not having the cardboard shift and as a result cause the tooth of the paper to dip and bend in, causing possible issues when colouring the back image, because there's more risk of the paper tearing and stuff once the tooth of the paper dips and gets damaged, I find anyway. I'm trying not to go over any of the areas too much, but there have been some areas I've gone a little over without meaning to. You have been. getting closer, which is great. Black baby. Talking to Lils. She's snoring in her bed right now. Probably avoiding her mother because I got cranky about this thing before. She probably is. Because she usually doesn't like it when I get cranky. She goes and hides. It's the usual course of action for Lils. Oops, I went over the lines again. Darn it. Guess I'll just have to work it in. Okay, we're getting close to having this part, and we're just going to do our little light shadows. Then we can start on our next colour. Finally! Yay! Okay, now to do our little light source area. Still got another 3 colours that I want to do if I can fit them all. We shall see. Okay, there's that colour. So now what I want to do is I want to come in with my next colour, which is a pale geranium lake. And I'm deciding, do I bring it over every black area or just these outer areas? I'm trying to decide, because obviously I want it on this outer. Yeah, I think I'll bring it over all the black areas, which means I will need to do those inner areas as well, which I'll do once I sharpen the pencil again. I will, right now I'll just focus on doing this outer area, then I'll go and do the inner area once I sharpen the pencil. I will. Meantime, we need to colour all these sort of outer black areas and try and keep this area, I think, is bubbling up a bit too, because it sort of bubbles a bit when you move the page, so I'm trying to keep that flattened as well whilst I'm colouring it, because otherwise it can bubble up more too. So that is another possible thing that can happen if the page starts bubbling up. It can also bend the tooth of the paper, which is why I'm trying to hold it down so much when I'm doing that little area as well. It is. That's not right, it's too much black. Yeah, it's too much black there. It needs some more little areas of black shading in there, because it's too prominent, that line. I don't want that prominent line, but I'm not getting it very well because of the way my hand is, which is kind of frustrating. So, and because the black is really sharpened at the moment, it's not doing the proper light shadows either, so it's just, yeah, but it looks a bit better that way. So we need to do, well, we'll do the black bits as we go, I guess. Trying not to do all of that. I think I'm not going to worry about doing the smaller areas with this reddy colour, just I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether to do the smaller areas with the red colour or not, because it's kind of like, does it really need to go all the way down to that area, because they sort of are meant to be finished areas. I might just, well, darker areas, so I don't know if they really need the red colour. Don't colour over things. Yeah, I really don't like that prominent line. I really do not want that. It does not look good. Doing too many colour layers is obviously going to wipe out, well, cause the tooth of the paper to wear more, I guess you could say. So I'm just going to pause for a minute and think about that and look at it some more, because I'm I think it's working, but I'm not totally sure, and I just want to look at it some more and sort of think about it and see how it's working, and I will be back shortly. Hello, Bobby. What you doing? What you doing? Huh? So basically what you may notice me doing here is I'm basically trying to make these black lines or shadows not look so prominent, because I really don't like them looking that prominent, and it's just not how I want it to look. I want it to look like more gradual sort of shadows eased in, so I'm trying to achieve that effect now as I'm going along doing this, so that I can have a more gradual effect to the shadows. At least that's the goal anyway. It is. Over the lines again, not what I want to do. I also want to get rid of this prominent line a bit if I can too. Kind of wish it wasn't taking so long to colour because of this thing. I guess nothing I can really do about it. There isn't. Just try not to go over the lines and do it as well as I can. I guess. Alright, stop going over the lines. Silly me. Or silly brace. Maybe I should be doing these underneath areas here. Some of them look a bit spotty still. Some of them do. They're not very smooth. But I need to smooth out these areas too because the black line is just way too prominent for my liking. I really don't like it like that. I really didn't want that prominent black line. I just wanted something that was nicely blended and yeah. I really don't feel this is that great compared to how I would usually be able to do it without the brace. I really don't, because I wouldn't always have that prominent line there if I was doing this without the brace. I would have it much better blended. So I'm really kind of still annoyed at it, but I know there's not much that I can do about it and I just have to work with it as it is. But I still just want to ignore directions and just take it off and say screw it, because then at least to be able to get it looking how I want it to look. But yeah. I think I am going to fill in some of those smaller areas after I've done these bits, just because of how it's going. I may have to take some of this bit off camera for finishing the red, just because of the time it's taking because of this brace. I feel like it would be a lot quicker if I didn't have the brace on, because at least then I could move it into the positions that would work for me rather than not being able to get it into a position that works properly. But yeah. Do the black around these areas too. So now I need to do the black to try and blend that obvious line in that I really don't like. we need to try and blend this obvious line in to look a little more blended like up here, but it's still not as probably blended as I would like, but I guess it's better than nothing. I just really don't like that. I really don't like having obvious lines if I can avoid it, so I'm just going to do what I can to get it to blend in by doing a little squiggles of black down here, and then I'll go over it again with my red. I will. Just trying to make sure that it can be blended in properly. And that it doesn't look so obvious with the line that goes along there with the black. And now we want to come back with our Fabercastell Polychromos Pale Geranium Lake. We want to bring that down over all those little black marks that we just made. Again, try and get that to look a bit more blended rather than so obvious with our black line. So I'm not particularly filling out the whole thing, just doing black streak areas along there so that it sort of looks like it is blended and not an obvious line. And the red just helps to blend it in a little with the black. Like, it doesn't blend in hugely, you can still see bits of the streaks there, but at least it looks more like it's shaded and blended a little bit. Like, it's not so obvious with the black lines. That's what I mean by that. And I was thinking about doing a final colour, but I'm wondering if now, if I want to just, I think I just want to finish that with that red. I was going to add 2 other colours in, but now I'm thinking, because of the obviousness of the lines, and I don't want those obviousness so much right this minute, I think I'm just going to finish it with my Pale Geranium Lake and fill in those areas just to make it look more blended, shall we say, and more finished, I guess. Yeah, I think that's kind of a bit better, and it would have been more blending and stuff by the time I added in the oranges and stuff. Like, whilst they don't make it really obvious, at the same time it can kind of be more obvious lines, and I kind of want it to look more sort of not so obvious, I guess you could say. I don't want it quite so obvious, or obvious at all if I can avoid it with the lines, but yeah, I guess I changed my mind as I was going as to how I wanted the colours to look in the end. His teeth might still be too obvious, I might need to do a bit more black marks there where they go. So I'm just doing some little streaky sort of lines just to make them sort of look more blended, but at the same time still have that shadow effect, but I do want it to look like it is sort of blending in with the red. Rather than being obvious sort of thing. So I'm just adding in some streaks as I go, where I think it needs a bit more of those black streaks to make it look a bit more blended, rather than obvious kind of thing. And I'm extending them to different lengths as well. I am. And then I'm just going over them with our red again. And some of the paper colours, I'm going to have to watch that. Looks like some of the paper colours trying to peel off on me, which is not what I want. So I'm just going to try and stick to this sort of reddish area. Yeah, the paper colour's starting to get a bit filled. I can see it's bubbling a bit in that there, so I'm just going to have to be careful with that because I don't want to rub it all off, but I think it's basically at its limit with the pencil colour there anyway, so probably lucky I didn't go adding a whole heap more of the other colours in there yet. Probably lucky. We'll obviously add some more black onto this area as we go too, but I'm trying to shade in the red to look decent rather than all shadowy, which is part of, I think, why when I'm going over with the black you're starting to see it sort of rub the texture of the paper. Maybe it's shavings of pencil as well that's looking part that way, I don't know for sure, but yeah. Wow, that really is rubbing some of those areas that have had more colour go on them. Just going to have to be a bit careful with how I'm doing this because I don't want to rub any pencil colours off. So now I want to come back in with my black and I'm just going to add those little streaks sort of areas to make it look a little more kind of blended, shall we say. go over lastly again with our pale geranium lake. And yeah, that colour's really rubbing in some of those spots. I'm not trying to rub it off, but it seems to be really rubbing. Like it doesn't sort of like all the extra colour, but we kind of need to do this to try and make the black look a little more streaky and blended and stuff. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, just because of the time thing, and then I'm going to I'll finish the rest of this reddish bit off camera, I think, just because it is taking so long with my hand and the brace and blah blah. And yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this part. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe and comment. I always love hearing from you. I hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, I will see you next time. But yeah, basically just follow what I did there and you should be able to complete the whole area of that. And yeah, I will finish those bits off camera, and next time we'll come in with a different bit. So yeah, I will see you later. Bye.